She's known as one of the busiest women in Charleston. If she's not attending a meeting, she's planning for her next publication or attending an event. And in this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sat down with Deona Smith. So Deona, I understand that last year, you had a successful Sister Summit program.
I did.
Talk to me about that.
Oh, Sister Summit, it was a huge undertaking for us, an event to empower women of color.
Sure.
And it was a great day. We had multiple vendors from businesses across the Low Country who came in to display their products and services. And we also had fabulous women who just honored us with spending some time with us that day to enjoy seminars and classes and everything from Zumba to line dancing, as well as some financial empowerment seminars. It was really good.
I bet it was. Deona, you are a publisher of Living Roots magazine.
Yes.
You are a member on several boards.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 4-year son.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what's your secret to juggling all of this?
Oh my gosh, prayer.
Yes, absolutely.
It's hard. It really is hard to be a mom,
yes,
to make sure that my son has the time, the attention that he needs and deserves. And also with all of the projects that I have here in the Low Country with publishing Living Roots, as well as, we have now a marketing and design firm called the Dejo Group.
Yes.
And that's something that we've been doing a little over a year now.
Okay.
And with everything that's going on and all the boards I sit on, it's a lot. It really is a lot. Okay. Time management is key, but yes, I have a lot of helping hands.
That's good.
That's really how I can do it all.
Sure.
If it wasn't for, the team that I have, great men and women who help me to put all of these things together, I really couldn't do it.
Wow, I understand that. And people know you as a publisher and a community organizer here in Charleston. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, who is Deona Smith?
Oh, some days I ask myself that question.
Really?
It's not an easy question to answer.
Yeah.
I love so many different things. Growing up here and then living so much of my adult life in Washington, D.C. before moving back to Charleston.
Yeah.
Love being back home, but there's so much that I enjoy doing. Definitely my culture is my passion. I love talking to people about Charleston culture,
sure,
Gullah culture,
that's right,
all the things that make us unique and special. So I'm a lover of that. I love the arts. A lot of people don't know that when I was younger, my early 20s and 30s, I worked for a lot of the Washington, D.C. theaters.
Wow.
Part-time. That was always my part-time job.
Yeah.
I've always been, I guess, a workaholic.
Yes.
And, most people know that I worked for the beer industry, Anheuser-Busch and Heineken, for a number of years, doing advertising and marketing. But I love so many things.
Yes.
It's hard to pinpoint just who I am.
Right, yes.
Multifaceted, I guess.
That's a good word. Well, let's rewind time for a moment.
Okay.
In October of 2011, you launched Living Roots magazine.
Right.
Talk to me about that whole vision of that particular magazine.
Well, Living Roots really is about celebrating Black history and culture here in the Low Country.
Yes.
It's about celebrating our lifestyle, our heroes and heroines, all the things that make us wonderful. The beauty of the Black community in the Low Country is really what we want to focus on.
Sure.
It is a lifestyle publication, so there's a little something for everyone in it.
Yeah.
You can find information about the new business in town, definitely some historical facts, and also, those hidden gems that we have here in the Low Country that people don't know about.
Yeah.
So, it was one of those things that I think was needed. The
Yes.
time was right for it.
Sure.
We really didn't have a mainstream publication like Living Roots,
That's right.
Native before it.
Right.
So it was right, and the community was ready for it.
Yes.
They were ready.
And unfortunately, Native magazine folded.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, how difficult was that?
It wasn't very difficult at all. Native actually didn't fold.
Okay.
I just changed Native
Okay.
to Living Roots.
Okay, cool.
So it wasn't, right when we had our last issue of Native, the new issue of Living Roots came right out.
Yes.
It was a matter of changing to a new name, not so much folding one publication and starting another. I think it was just time to make some changes in my personal life, in my business life, and out of that, I said, it's time to put Native to bed and start anew.
Yes. And so tell me, how did the publishing business by you?
Wow. Well, I think first and foremost, my dream has always been to be an entrepreneur. It wasn't necessarily to be a publisher.
Okay.
I just wanted to be in business,
Yes.
control my own destiny,
Yeah.
set my own schedule. And when thinking about a business idea, the magazine came to mind.
Yes.
Of course, you think about, what do we have in Washington, D.C. that we don't have here in Charleston
Charleston.
that might be successful?
Yeah.
So, publishing came to me through that. The fact that I had a marketing and advertising background
Right.
with the beer companies definitely helped
Right.
quite a bit. And also the fact that I was a sociology major in college,
That's
because
it.
I have that love for the study of people and their stories and cultures and class systems and all of that. So that's really how it all kind of pulled itself together.
Sure.
And I think publishing, in a way, sort of chose me.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Well, let's
yeah.
talk about the community for a moment. I understand that you are the founder of Gala Roots project that you're doing here in town.
Yeah, we started the Gullah Roots Project about a year ago, and for the first several months, we really didn't do anything with it.
Okay.
We took a couple months just to sit back and see where we thought the needs were in the community.
Sure.
I grew up in a historically Gullah community, in the 10 Mile community in Allendale, and I really wanted to put a different face on the Gullah culture,
Sure.
and to show us that really most of us are of Gullah descent. If you grew up downtown, you may not have the dialect, you may, but you have so many of the other things that so makes you Gullah,
Yes, that's right.
even though you never grew up thinking about it. I didn't grow up thinking that I was Gullah. I hadn't even heard the word really growing up. I
Yeah.
didn't know anything about it.
Right.
It wasn't until I moved away that I discovered how unique my upbringing really was. So we wanted to start something new that celebrated the past, but also that showed where the culture has gone.
Yeah.
That it's not just about the sweetgrass baskets that we love so much.
Yeah.
It's not just about making cast nets. It really is about all of these other things that have happened and how the culture has gone, not just become a local, this local thing that we celebrate, but has actually gone globally. When you think of all the people from this area who
Sure.
branched out across the country, across the world, who've done amazing things. And so we want to show that and do it in a new way.
Yes, yes. And let's talk about home for a moment.
Home.
As you mentioned Allendale. When you think of Allendale, what comes to mind?
Oh, wow. The marsh.
Yes.
The marsh comes to mind when I think of Allendale. I think that was the one thing that I missed, the marsh and the water.
Yes.
Living in D.C., there's so much there, and it's such a great town that I love so much. But there was no water.
That's right, that's right. Just the Potomac River.
That's it. There's no water. And I think the marsh really did it for me. I'd get up and I could go and walk in my neighborhood and walk along the marsh and look at the water and, smell the mud. And,
Right.
You're
at peace.
Yes, it really puts you in a different place. But when I think about home, I think about that. But I also think about the families in my community.
Yes.
Most of the families in my community came from Capers Island,
Yeah.
just off the coast, and then migrated over to where we live now.
Yes.
And you think about how you know these people. You've known them and their families, and we've lived on the same properties for well over 100 years.
Oh, yes.
And just that bond that we have, it's very, very special. And I wish that more people here can appreciate what makes us special and what makes our lifestyle special, because it is different than anything else around. My folks in D.C. envy me
Oh, is that right?
for living here and growing up here, and everybody wants to come here. I don't
Yes.
care who I talk to, what ethnicity, what socioeconomic background, they all want to come to Charleston.
That is so great. And this is a beautiful city.
It is.
And you later went to and graduated from Wando High School.
Went to Wando, had a lot of great years at Wando with all my friends there, all my warrior friends.
Yes.
and was a cheerleader at Wando,
Is that right?
and did gymnastics and quite a few other things growing up, dance, and
Sound like
was
Carolyn
very-
Marie.
yeah, it was very, very active. As a matter of fact, I remember Carolyn quite well
Yes.
when she was cheering, because there wasn't a whole lot of black cheerleaders when I was at Wando. I think at one time there was 2 of us, and that may have been the most that we had. At sometimes I was the only one, so yeah, I remember Carolyn well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And after high school, of course, you jetted off to D.C.
Went to D.C.
to attend the real HU.
The real HU. There's only one. There's only
Howard
one.
University.
There's only one HU. That's right. Howard University, those mighty bison.
Yes.
You know, loved Howard.
Yes.
I can't say enough about the experience that I got at Howard. I knew graduating from Wando that I wanted to go to a black college. And right away, that was my only choice.
Yes.
I think I applied to USC just as a backup.
Backup, right, yes. We all do that.
But you know, it was either I'm going to FAM or I'm going to Howard
Yeah.
University. And got into Howard, and I had a great time there. The love that the professors showed the students and the experiences that we had there was unreal. It was unlike anything else. I could have never imagined the type of experiences I had at Howard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Describe to me the following in one word. Onda.
Describe what in one word?
Onda in one word.
All and all in one word. Home. I mean, home.
Yes.
That's all and all to me. It's just home. There's a lot to say about it, all of the natural beauty of it.
Yes.
So much of it is still untouched
Oh, yes.
and rural and fabulous.
And that's the way you like it, I guess.
Exactly. It is really the way I like it. I lived in D.C. for so many years, and I love the convenience of D.C. I miss the subway more than anything else, I
Yes,
think.
yes.
I hate having to drive through Charleston.
I know.
But, you know, you just can't put just the value on growing up in a rural community,
Yeah.
and knowing where everybody knows each other.
That's right.
And just what everyone brings. Everybody has something to offer, you know, something special. Either they grew up with you and they're a lifelong friend, or
Yes.
your parents grew up together. And to be able to grow up that way, and to have, you know, like I said, the water and the marsh and the woods,
Yes.
and being a country girl. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
that's phenomenal.
Yes. One word to describe writing.
Writing, oh, freedom.
Yes.
Writing is freedom. I don't write as much as I should.
Okay.
This year I'm trying to write more,
That's so
and
cool.
to get all these things that are inside my head
Yes.
out on paper
Paper.
more. But it is freedom. It's
Yes.
that place where you can share all of your intimate thoughts, and no one, you know, if it's something special and personal like a journal,
Yeah.
that you're just sharing it, you're just doing it for you, you can put it all down, all of your successes and all of your fears and all of those things that make you special, and all of those ugly things that you know you need
Oh,
to
yes.
work on. It's just freeing to be able to put that down. But then the beauty is when you can share it with somebody
Somebody else,
else.
yeah.
When you can share it and let it go, and spread that, whatever it is, whether it's the joy of something special that happened to you, or some issue that you're struggling with. To be able to let that go and let others read it
Yes.
is a huge part of why I do what I do, because I think that we all have great stories that need to be shared and need to be told. And, you know, I spoke recently, and I told them that sometimes you have to let your mess be your message. So even if it's not that huge thing that you're celebrating that you want everybody to know, sometimes something that you've done that you feel you failed at, or you feel didn't quite turn out the way you wanted it to turn out, that can help somebody else by reading it.
I
So
agree.
that's writing, freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
One word to describe the Living Roots magazine.
Oh, wow. One word for Living Roots. There's so many words I can use for Living Roots. Positivity.
Yes.
You know, Living Roots is that vehicle to send positive messages and vibes throughout the community.
Yes.
It's that vehicle to share all of the wonderful things about the Black community, all the things that people don't always see, or that we take for granted. But it is about sending those positive messages, because our children need that. We need that as adults. We need that, especially in this economy, the way the world is right now. Everyone's really tense. They're unsure of where they're going day to day. Is my job going to be there? And we need that pick-me-up. And the whole purpose of Living Roots really is to be that empowering and motivating piece that you can pick up and read and say, wow, look at all the great stuff that people are doing here in the Low Country.
Yes.
And, oh, I thought about doing something similar. Maybe I need to jump back on that idea. It's there. It's there for our kids to see and go, wow, me too, I could do that.
That's right. That's right. One word to describe Deona Smith.
Complex. Complex is probably the word to describe Deona Smith. I don't know. It's a lot that I want to do, a lot that I've done.
Yes.
I don't think most people locally really know my story and really know the life that I've lived. I've lived a very interesting life. I've traveled the world, and I've had all these awesome experiences and been to, oh my God, I tell people sometimes I've been to the mountaintop. Like, I've had just these great experiences in my life. And at the same time, I've made horrible mistakes and, you know, stuff that I can look back on and go, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know, so there's just so much that I want to do and so many things I'd like to get involved in. And, but yeah, I guess I'm a bit complex, but at the end of the day, I'm just enjoying this journey, you know, called Deona's life. I'm enjoying it.
And you seem like you're having fun.
I am having a great time. I'm living my dream of being an entrepreneur. I always say I don't know where it's going to end. I don't know exactly what path I'm going to end up on. I've kind of set out on this journey, and you know, whether it's going to be publishing, that's going to be the end all. I don't know if it's going to be the PR and marketing, if it's going to be something totally different, you know, but I'm living that dream of being an entrepreneur, and right now that's really all that matters to me.
Living in the moment.
I am living in the moment. Planning for the future as well, but definitely living in the moment.
Yes. Let's talk about family for a moment again. You mentioned earlier for your son.
Yeah.
For those who don't know him, describe him.
Oh gosh, he is smart, cute as a button, sassy as his mama. He's definitely my child. I can remember as a baby, I took him to one of the theaters in Washington for some former coworkers of mine. I wanted them to see him after, I think he was maybe a month old. And one of them looked at him and said, "That is your child." Joseph gave them this sassy look and went, okay, yeah, that's attitude already. But he's sweet, he's compassionate. He has great Southern manners, which I love. But he keeps you on your toes.
I'm sure
for
he does.
sure. He keeps you on your toes. And I waited until I was in my late 30s to have Joseph. And I'm glad I did, because it gave me the time to really do all these things that I wanted to do for me personally before I became a mom. But it has been the best thing I've ever done.
I'm sure.
Bigger than my entrepreneurial dreams, bigger than anything else. I mean, just being a mom has been amazing, and I never realized how beautiful it actually would be. I've heard people talk about it, but I think until you actually experience it, there's just nothing like it.
Yes. Well, you know, a lot of people know you for your love for writing and traveling, but what is something that people don't know about you?
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of people probably don't know about me. Oh gosh, I love motorcycles.
Is that right?
Love motorcycles. You know, used to ride motorcycles.
Really?
And yeah, love them. I guess I was a bit of a tomboy growing up. I liked all the boy stuff. Huge football fan. Loved my Washington Redskins till the day I die. You know, but yeah, sports fanatic, motorcycle enthusiast.
Yes.
I've done so much that I don't know. People probably don't know that I've met. Oh my gosh, I meet people now, great people through Living Roots, but I've met so many wonderful people in my lifetime, and I guess my career has always offered those opportunities to me. But there's a lot. I wish people could get a chance to know me a little more. I guess these dual lives that I've lived.
Yes.
As the mom of the 4-year-old, and then also back in the day the cigar smoking, Harley Davidson riding.
I can't even picture myself seeing you doing that.
And a lot of people don't know that I'm a huge ski bum. That I love skiing, and that's something I haven't done since moving back to Charleston. I haven't been on the slopes, but love skiing, and was a member of a black ski club in D.C. for a number of years.
And you love Asheville too, right?
Love Asheville. Love Asheville. It's my home away from home.
Yes.
Go up there quite often when I need to break.
Yes.
And I shouldn't even say need a break. I just need a change in venue because I go and I work. I work the whole time up there, but it's just something different. Just being able to work and look outside and see the mountains and the peace and tranquility that it offers. And it's a quick drive from here. Love it.
When you look into your future, what do you see?
Wow, I see more of what I'm doing now. I see myself still being a business owner. I see myself with Joseph, being growing up into a wonderful man, and one day having a family of his own, and all of the joy that comes with that. I see a lot of travel and adventure, and there's a lot that I'd like to see and do here in the Charleston community.
Sure.
Lots of things. Hopefully it'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully there'll be a lot of years.
Oh yes, you'll have a lot.
A lot of years to get it all in.
God is not due with you yet.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Well, Deona Smith, it was so great talking to you.
Great talking to you, Quintin.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.